Hi, and welcome to my channel, AmadeusHealer. My name is Adam Zook, and I want to talk about my experience in my spiritual awakening. I want to talk about that experience, and I hope those of you who are just encountering on your journey of spiritual awakening that you come across this video and maybe hear some things that really help you in your path to understand what you're experiencing and guide you on what to explore next. And I just hope something resonates. When I was 17 years old, that was the year that I really feel like I began my spiritual awakening. What happened was I was helping out a friend of mine. His name is Travis Sanders. He's a very talented psychic medium, and he was doing a psychic fair at the Victory of Light Expo in Cincinnati, Ohio. He asked me, knowing that I was getting into that and really exploring my own spirituality, he invited me to go down there with him and help him run his booth. And obviously that was, sounded like an awesome thing, to go to Cincinnati, Ohio and go to the psychic fair and be able to meet all these spiritualists, And so we were there, and the first night in the hotel room, he gets this look on his face and he's looking up like this. And like he's listening to somebody. And then he looks at me and he goes, "They're letting me know we can trance for you." And I said, "What?" He goes, "Your spirit guides, they are forming a connection with me, and they're wanting you to know that if you want me to channel them through, to trance them for you, that we can do that." And I said, "Okay, let's do it, of course." And so we turn all the lights off in the hotel room. He sits comfortably in a chair. We turn all electronics off, and I get a pen and a notebook to write things down. And he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna go under now." And he starts basically taking himself under hypnosis, breathing deeper and deeper and slower, and you can hear him just immediately going into this very, very deep state of meditation. And then I heard a shift in his breathing, and then it was almost like he started hyperventilating for a second, and just breathing like, and then it would start calming down, and you could tell that whatever energy was coming into his body was settling in, and his breath began to be more regulated. And this whole time it's magical in the room. There's you feel like your time isn't real. It's just this moment. And they talk through his voice and they say, "Hello." They said, "Hi, Adam." I don't remember the exact words, but they introduced themselves and they said, "We're your spirit guides." And those were just words, The energy, though, that I was feeling, it was a soul recognition, It was the language of the soul that they were communicating with me, and I knew who they were. There was no room in any of my being for any doubt of what was going on and what was happening, who I was speaking to. With my entire being, I knew. It's almost like I was like, "Oh yes, I've been waiting for this moment that I created for myself that I have just been under amnesia about up until now." And it's that kind of recognition. And man, it was awesome. It confirmed so many things in my life. That experience. They told me that I should stop eating milk, dairy products, and drinking it and whatever doesn't resonate with me on a spiritual, mental, and emotional and physical level, as it manifested in digestion problems for me, which I just always thought I was prone to. They say you have irritable bowel syndrome, or there's all these different things that it could be but no, it's just I can't eat milk. I'm drinking milk every day at school, and I'm eating it and desserts and stuff. And I mean, they gave me that. Like, talk about, any kind of confirmation. I didn't need any. I already knew what was going on, but they still gave me very real and tangible things, things that literally changed my life. They things that happened to me, I at the time really felt like I had a rough upbringing, and they talked about those experiences that I had, the ones that I had some particular trouble with and was really trying to come to terms with. And they just said, hey, we know that this happened to you. And this is why it happened to you. You chose to have this experience. You created this for yourself, for your own spiritual healing. I don't think they said spiritual healing. I forget exactly what they said, but they just said it was to grow and to basically to gain certain gifts, and that I would truly look back and see those experiences as a gift. And I definitely understand that a lot more today than I did back then. What that meant, because if it wasn't for those experiences, I would have never been a seeker, because that's what I am. I'm a seeker. I'm always, there's always more. I really believe that. I've always believed that from a very young age. There's always more to this experience than meets the eye. When I was in 8th grade, I there was this girl that I really liked, and I talked on the phone with her 6-7 hours a night sometimes. And she was a couple years older than me, and we used to talk about these really, really deep things in life. This is before I met my spirit guides. They were still with me looking back, and I can see now that they were with me, but I didn't know it at the time. But me and this girl, we used to talk about, what if life was just a dream? Literally, like, what if somebody else is asleep right now and they're dreaming, and this is their dream? You exist within the universe that is their dream, and it is imaginary, and when they wake up, you don't exist anymore. There's nothing but this moment. You were just basically born into this moment with only a memory of the past and only an idea that there's going to be a future, a projection of the future, but it didn't actually exist. And, I just always had to understand more about life. I'd gone through so much pain and trauma growing up and it was all social things. I wasn't beaten or anything like that. It was a very particular kind of trauma that I experienced growing up, and it sparked this passion within me to uncover more of why. Why is this happening? Why am I here? Who am I? Like, who am I really? Like, I know my name, I know where I was born, I know the name of my parents, but who am I? Why am I here? Like, what is this? What is this? What is life? Like, what? I mean, have you ever just really thought about it? Just had that mind-boggling moment where you're like, what is all of this? Such a weird experience, such a weird reality when you really think about it. And it's really amazing, when you start to pierce the veil in that kind of way, to look through the illusion of what you've always believed your life to be, and just really gotten to a deeper and deeper core. I don't even want to say the core, because it's a core of a core of a core of a core of a core that you're trying to seek, and you're just, it gets deeper and deeper. There is no end to it. And so it's not about, there's no destination, there really isn't. Life is about the experience of it itself. It's not about, it's like when you're driving to the grocery store. It's not about getting to the grocery store. That's not the reason you're driving there. The reason you're driving there is for the experience of driving there. And so the more comfortable you get in that, the easier things will seem to you. Because you're not rushing around all the time and constantly thinking that there's this magical moment where everything's going to be done and then you'll enjoy yourself. It's like, but no, this is it. This is never going to end. And that thought will either drain you and make you feel exhausted just at the thought of it, or that thought will excite you and you'll be like, this is never going to end. It's like you're in a book and you either like the book or you don't like the book, but really it's all just a reflection. The book is the book no matter what. it's the same book that everybody else has, and you see people that are happy and you see people that are sad, but they're all in the same book, because it's just about the way that they view the book, whether they make an effort to really relax with it and have some fun and realize that this is all just a play. When you go to bed and you dream, that's realer than this is right now, just in the sense that this is literally just an experience, and nothing is real, nothing is permanent. As a matter of fact, the only thing that is permanent is the impermanence. It's the only thing that doesn't change. It's the only thing that's always there. I will say this though, since I have, I'm 24 years old now, and I was 17 when I began to wake up on to my own spirituality, and since then I've come to know, even with the help of my spirit guides, that trance session happened 4 more times after that, throughout my life over the next 3 years from that first one. And I have learned to communicate with them, with my spirit guides, without having to have the physical reflection, the talking and the physical hearing, the vibration in my ears, receiving that. I have learned to understand and to be able to communicate through the intimate. It's an intimate level of communication. It's intuitive. It is implied. It's very sensitive, and it's about listening to your feelings and listening to the sensations you have in your body. The funny timing about things, like I was drinking tea the other day, and I had the thought pop into my head, should I add honey to it? I was like, I was drinking a detox tea, and so I was thinking, would honey be a good thing to add to this? Would it help with the detox, or would it, am I just drinking sugar unnecessarily when I'm trying to detox? And all of a sudden on the show that I was watching on Netflix, one of the characters just holds up a cup of tea and says, it's green tea with lemon, or it's green tea with honey. He goes, it's great for your voice. I recommend it for everybody. And I just busted out laughing. This was like 3 days ago. Busted out laughing all the way to the kitchen, like laughing still while I'm pouring honey. And I'm like, wow, they could not have been any more direct with that message. It's silly. It's funny when you have those kinds of synchronizations and recognitions that, this is my spirit guides, letting them know that they're still here and that they're always giving answers to the things that I'm asking. It's really just where I'm looking for the answer, and whether I'm actually listening or whether I'm just yapping my face off in my own head, with my physical mind thoughts. And so it's definitely been fine-tuning this communication and learning to do it. I used to do it through tarot cards. I would reflect those messages back to myself by using tarot cards, and I started doing readings, and I still do them professionally. I kind of been getting away from that though, because I'm just realizing that the tarot cards were never necessary. They were just always training wheels that just gave me this idea that what was coming through was real. But the more I started to wean myself off of them, I realized I'm always connected. Whether I have my tarot cards or not, I'm always connected. I don't need the tarot cards to reflect. They were just a tool, and they're fun, and I still like having them, and I still like to use them every now and then, but it's not necessary. And to be able to pull through messages, like my spirit guides came through and said that I can't drink milk, and they told me about things that happened in my life and about the value of those things happening and how to look at them in a better perspective and what it all meant, and really helped me to become more of myself. And now I can tune into that without having to have the actual trance. And I've kind of realized my spirit guides, we're all one. I'm sure you've heard that before. We're all connected. And so my spirit guides are also connected to your spirit guides. They're also connected to your parents' spirit guides. Everybody in the world, everything that is, all of the spirit guides, all of the people that are passed on, people that are living, we're all connected. It's all one web. And so I realized that through my connection with my spirit guides was also my connection with all things, period. And, I can channel through, and I have, so many different subjects and so many different things, and my passion in life, what I want to be, period. Nothing else in life excites me more to what I want to do for the rest of my life is to use this gift to help other people to wake up and to become more aware and to experience the joy that I've experienced in my life. Because when you start living life deeper and being aware of deeper and deeper levels and why things are happening and how it's reflecting your consciousness, there's so much more satisfaction in life. I mean, you can never go back. You can't go back, because when you try to go back to that more surfacey level, there's just something missing, and that's when a lot of people experience depression in their lives, is when they have woken up past the point where they're allowing themselves to be. So they have this realization, but they don't let it really sink in. They don't go with it. They don't allow their life to change to reflect that. They hang on to how things are, but they cannot live at that level anymore and be happy and content, because they know more. They've had a taste and you can't go back. And so then you experience this depression. But the depression is actually a gift, because it makes you so uncomfortable that you eventually have to realize that I can't live this way anymore, and it causes you to change. And then without that, willingness to change, you wouldn't know the joy of stepping to the next level. And so they're just attached. It's like doors closing and doors opening, it's all attached. And, if I can help just one person, if I can be the spark, the inspiration for one person to experience those levels of joy and deep, deep satisfaction and love for themselves and for life and for what this all is, this entire dream that we call reality, then I've done what I wanted to do with my life. Because I know that even if I just help one person, they'll help someone else, and then they'll help someone else, and then they'll help someone else, and it's this cycle that continues, and before you know it, the entire human race has essentially evolved on a spiritual level to a new way of living. And that is what it's all for, in a greater sense. It's just my own, I see that how my own individual passion in life connects and is a part of this bigger movement. I want to be a part of that movement because I know it's happening. It's inevitable, absolutely inevitable. You can't not grow from life. You can't not experience the progression of your own growth and evolution. You can't stop it. It's like, to use the analogy of time, time marches on and you can't stop it. It's inevitable and it always wins. And so does spiritual awakening and living in your joy and being happier and happier and having a deeper and deeper love and appreciation for yourself and what you experience. You can't avoid it. And that's such a comforting fact to me. It's such a comforting universal truth. When everything is not feeling very good in my life, that is the thought that gives me comfort, knowing that, hey, it's going to get better and there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's not, you can't mess up. That's what that means. You can't mess up. You can't go down the wrong path. It's impossible. You cannot help but be happier. It's inevitable, and that's such deep peace. And so that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching this. I have no words at this point because I'm so happy and content right now. If you want to reach out to me, I welcome that so much. I do offer personal sessions with people, whatever it is that you're needing, whatever it is. If you feel guided to ask me any questions and to see if I have any experiences I can reflect back on that may assist you at this point in your journey, just reach out to me. This is my life, this is what I want to do, and so I'm here for you. I'm here for anything that you might possibly need. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what it is. Just reach out to me, even if it's just to say hi or to share something about your story that you feel guided to share. please do. My email address is AmadeusHealer@gmail.com. So it's the same name as my my YouTube channel. And send me an email and let's chat. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching this video.